Right, and welcome into Centerville Stadium as we get ready for our MVCC game of the week for week number 4, as the 3-0 Miamisburg Vikings are set to take on the 2-1 Centerville Elks. Andy, why don't you go ahead and introduce us and give us the keys to the game for the Vikings?
All right, Jared. Well, the Vikings are coached by interim coach Tim Lewis. And what do the Vikings need to do to win today, Jared? Well, one thing is that you got to make sure you protect veteran quarterback Preston Barr. He's an efficient 64%, but you got to give him time to be able to get rid of the ball. He's also a great runner, so gotta give him some time to be able to either make a play through the air or on the ground with his legs. Nearly 6 yards per carry on the ground. Something else, got to keep third downs manageable. That's super important. He's efficient, but he doesn't have the most passing yards. 291 entering this game, so he's not throwing it deep. You're going to have to, keep things manageable for him. The third thing they're going to have to do this time on defense, they're going to have to get pressure on Drake Wells. Drake Wells is a very efficient quarterback on the other side. 67% passing, 544 yards on the season. Gonna have to make things difficult on him, because if you let him sit back and dice you apart, it's gonna be a long night for the Viking defense. Then they're also going to have to force turnovers. Centerville, they've turned the ball over a few times here in the early season. Going to have to keep that. They're going to have to keep that as a focal point. Going to have to make sure that the Elks turn the ball over in order for them to have a chance. Jared, what are the Elks going to have to do to win?
On the other side of the field, they're going to be led by Brent Ullery. This is his 7th year as the head coach for his alma mater, the Centerville Elks. First off, it's going to have to be an offensive line. We saw Miamisburg be able to get pressure in our game of the week 1 against West Carrollton, but they just have continued to do that. I think they have a kid that leads G-Walk with 9.5 tackles for loss already on the year. Secondly, they're going to have to keep Wells upright, so that kind of goes hand in hand with the offensive line. Defensively, they're going to have to put pressure on Barr, and we have yet to see Barr play a complete game this year. 2 blowouts for the Vikings. So we're going to actually see him play into the 3rd and 4th quarter tonight. So we don't know what to expect, and Centerville might not either. And then finally, don't keep the drive alive on defense. Don't jump off sides. Don't get there before the ball. Don't force a penalty that would keep the Vikings on the field, because the Vikings have shown so far this year they can sustain long drives going down the field, and they're going to have to. Centerville's going to have to try to get off the field as much as possible with this running attack by the Vikings. That is going to do it for our pregame, and we will be back for our MVCC game of the week for week number 4. Again, the Miamisburg Vikings taking battle to the Centerville Elks here at Centerville Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join in honoring America with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Kicking for the Elks, number 16, Leland Gantz. Ball's fielded by Miamisburg, number 1, Bailey Stickle. He's down by number 34, Luke Mollinger. First and 10 for the Vikings from their own 20-yard line. Run by number 21, Hunter Durr. He picks up nearly 5. Tackle on the play made by the Oaks, number 95, Lulu Sear, and number 2, Landon King. Run to the far side by number 29, Keith Henry. He's run out of bounds by Centerville's number 30, Seth Alejandrino. That's enough for a Vikings first down, first and 10 at the Viking 32. Run up the middle by number 21, Hunter Durr. Tackle on the play by number 2, Landon King, and number 99, Matthew Jones. Gain of 3 on the play, second and 7 on the Miamisburg 35.
It's it off up the middle. But I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now Barr is going to keep this one. He's going to dance to the right, gets to the edge, and maybe picks up a couple on the play.
He's going to scamper out of bounds. Looks like they're going to mark him down at the 37.
So it'll be about 3rd and 5.
And you know, they're doing exactly what we said they had to do in the opening. They had to keep things manageable on 3rd down, 3rd and 5. That's not too bad. Right where you want to be.
And if you're the Vikings here, if you're the Elks here on defense, you have got to watch out. Barr can pull this out and run if he needs to. Barr back to pass. Barr fakes it, hands it off, or dumps it off to Durr. Durr gets to the 40, and that's about a gain of 3, but he'll be about 2 yards short of the first down.
Nice piece of tackling there by the Centerville defense. Did a good job not to let the defense get behind them, or not to let the offense get behind them. Made Preston Barr do a little dump off and did a good job containing Hunter Durr there. Gonna force the first punt of the game.
Actually, Andy, they're not punting. They're going for it. You see Barr out there, breaks the huddle.
Oh, and I just saw the deep man come up, and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So,
and now we have a timeout called on the field by Miamisburg. All right, so you take the timeout there if you're Miamisburg. You're hoping that Centerville takes that timeout to make them burn one, but with the timeout, do you think they change their mind and go for it? Or change their mind and punt it, instead of going for it?
You know, I'm not sure, Jared. I'd have to go with, I think they're going to go ahead and punt it now. After, I think they wanted to see what Centerville showed, and if Centerville was ready for it, Centerville was, and out comes the punting unit.
Is Baylor Stickle their normal punter?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he was punting in the opener.
I don't think Miamisburg punted in that game.
Well, I guess you might be right.
Stickle boots this one away. High, booming kick. Barely gets across midfield. Bounces at the 40, and Centerville's going to pick it up. And tackled at about the 41, maybe the 42.
Looking to try and see who that was on the return. 41, it looks like.
Ethan Bishop.
And I think that's a really nice return by Bishop. It was a short punt. He did a good job pointing it out to his teammates. You know, hey, everyone get out of the way. And then it was a nice soft bounce to him. So he decides to pick it up and picked up, what, 8 yards on that maybe?
Mm-hmm. So excellent starting field position here for Drake Wells and the Centerville Elks. 1st and 10 starting at the 43. Wells going to go back to pass, looking to air it out on the first play of the game, and there's going to be a flag. That is going to be a pass interference on that number 6. I believe it'll be called against the Panthers.
I believe
the Vikings.
Number 24, Jamar Montgomery, was the intended target. Nice play action there. It didn't really seem to fool the Viking defense, as there was multiple guys in the backfield almost immediately. Drake Wells had to get that thing off quickly.
So it was a defense pass interference on Landon Ball, number 20.
I thought they didn't say numbers in high school.
I think just for personal fouls.
Oh, okay.
They don't.
Okay.
So I guess Miamisburg's lucky there. That's not a spot foul like it is in the NFL.
Yeah, there would have been an extra 10 to 12 yards tacked onto that.
So Wells going to go in shotgun here. Quick pass out to, is that number 5 maybe?
Breaks a tackle. Yes, it is.
Braylon
and he's
Newcomb.
Still going. Made one more guy miss, and he's out across the 25 down to the 23. 22 looks like.
Tackled by Baylor Stickle.
That was a great.
And you see Centerville going up tempo here.
Great screen pass. Got it out quickly. Good blocking by his fellow wide receivers.
We're going to go 5 wide here with an empty backfield and a timeout called by Centerville.
A couple of early timeouts.
All right, Andy, so we have a quick break in the action here. So we got to get our Game of the Week picks in since we didn't have a picker with us for this week. Just a reminder, on the year, we're coming in 14-6 on the year, you're 12-8. So neck and neck right there. We're going to start with the West Carrollton Pirates at the Troy Trojans.
You know, I really love picking West Carrollton, but being down in the win category right now, I guess I got to go with Troy.
You're going to take Troy?
Yeah.
All right, now we got the Eaton Eagles taking on the Oakwood Lumberjacks.
You know, man, I've never seen an Oakwood Lumberjacks team this hot, and I think I'm going to stick with Oakwood. We'll try and ride this wave one more time.
All right, so we're 2 for 2 with matching each other so far. I don't even think we don't even have to talk about Valley View and Carlisle.
Yep, that one's pretty easy. Coming back to the action, Drake Wells got wide receivers split out to each side, 2 and 2, paired up. Like in man coverage.
Wells throws it middle of the field, and it is hauled in.
That was a beautiful catch by the tight end, trying to get the number. It's hard to see with camo. 82.
That's Cogill.
Bryce Cogill.
And moves him into 1st and goal.
And Jared, I'm pretty sure he's gotten bigger. 6'4". I don't think he was quite that big last time we got to see him play. Nearly jumped off sides there for the Vikings, and they did. The laundry comes out. A couple of different penalties here on the first drive of the game. That was number 58, Marco Chambers.
.846 left here in the first quarter. Centerville knocking on the door to add 6 here. Wells is going to keep this one up the middle, and Wells will score. Or no, that's Newcomb.
And Braylon Newcomb, did he take that as a direct snap?
Yes, he did.
He had number 26, Carter Anderson, lined up next to him. Created some confusion in the backfield for the defense. And you know, when your quarterback is a guy who's gonna, when your quote-unquote quarterback is a guy who's gonna run the ball in, gives you an extra blocker, makes things a little bit easier.
Extra point is up, and it is good. 8:40 left here in the first quarter. Centerville pushes it in from about 4 yards out on a Newcomb direct snap. after excellent starting field position, close to midfield for the Elks. All right, so we got three more games left to pick. We're going to go Springboro at Beaver Creek.
You know, Beaver Creek, they've been hot this year, you know. I'm half tempted to pick them, but Springboro, I feel like they're too good of a team. They took a loss last week, and I think they're going to bounce back.
I don't. I think for the first time ever, I'm going to take the Beaver Creek Beavers and doing this.
Wow.
Beaver Creek this is not the same Beaver Creek team we've seen from the past 15 years that have always been kind of the beat-up basement dweller of the G-Walk. Right now, I mean, they're one game back from being tied for first in G-Walk. Now we got the Northmont Thunderbolts and the Fairmont Firebirds.
Who are you going to pick, Jared?
I am taking Northmont.
You're
They're 3-0. I got to stay ahead of you.
Wow, okay. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and take Northmont as well.
I will add, though, it seems like however good the team in that series is doing, always seems like the team that's not supposed to win always seems to pull out a win.
The kickoff is away and out of the back of the end zone.
So Northmont undefeated coming into the year, so I wouldn't be surprised if Fairmont, I mean, you're only going to get maybe 6 total possessions against the Firebirds in a whole game, so I would say if Northmont doesn't score on at least 4 of those, it'll be a close game, but I got to stay ahead of you in these picks, so I'm going to take the Thunderbolts.
All right.
And then here we're at the game of the week.
I mean, I'm picking the Elks, and you know, I'll tell you what, if you pick against the Elks, I think you got a good shot, because that's the only time that Centerville ever loses is when I pick them. So
I have waffled back and forth on this all week because I knew that this was going to be one of the better games.
Man in motion, handoff.
That is to number 29, Keith Henry again, I believe.
Swallowed up in the backfield. Going to be a loss of about 3, it looks like. The end around was to no success there. This Elk defense has been on fire here early. Number 30, Seth Alejandrino, the man in to make the stop.
Loss of 4 on the play. Barr had to get that one out quickly. Oh, I didn't see him complete it. I thought it got tipped.
That was a great catch there by Jaden Bruton. But the rusher, Reggie Powers, and he's a guy whose name we've talked about a lot over the years for Centerville. Very good corner, and he comes in off the edge right there, adds a lot of pressure there for Preston Barr, made him get that thing out quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Well, you saw how he was running up from almost the linebacker position. Actually, that's him right here, I believe, isn't it?
I don't think so.
No, that's Alejandrino. Barr back to pass, has a little pocket. Oh, what a catch there for the first down. That is Henry, and they're calling his name a lot here early, but Henry picks up a nice first down. Watch how he plucks this one out of the air.
And, you know, he's answering the call here early. That last run wasn't his play. The heat comes early. Ooh. Preston Barr got sandwiched there, but
only put it to where Henry could catch it.
Beautiful job there by Henry, and a great job by our instant replay guy. He's on fire tonight, getting some good angles for us, and good job by the cameraman too. It's a team effort out here.
Henry goes in motion, bottom to top of the screen. Henry now back in motion. Barr's going to fake the handoff to him. Barr being chased. Throws a bullet down, hauled in.
That's Bruton.
That's a first down across the 50, and he goes down.
Lowers the shoulder and gives a little bit of pain to some Elk defenders there. Number 41 in there on the stop. Ethan Bishop, one of the guys there. Nice job throwing that one on the run. He's able to make Reggie Powers miss with that quick turnaround.
Miamisburg moving down field here rather quickly. This is their 5th play of the drive. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to Durr. Durr lowers the shoulder, gets across the 45.
And Durr with a nice stiff arm there to Powers, able to get a couple more yards out of that. And that's something that I've noticed Hunter Durr for the last couple of years. He's really good at. He's got a strong right arm. He's able to, you know, push off a lot of would-be tacklers with that Heisman pose he's got.
So it'll be about 2nd and 5 here from the 43-yard line. Henry in motion. Henry's going to get it, and Henry breaks one tackle and wisely just jumps back up. Only a loss of 2, but could have been a loss of about 6 or 7.
And, you know, I really like Keith Henry, but he doesn't seem to have the speed to go east to west on these Elk defenders. There's a nice attempt there by number 45, Jackson Pluckett. But then, you know, he's super effective in the passing game, but, you know, going east to west, I don't think that's his thing. It was a good job just to, you know, get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here he goes in motion again. They're going to fake the handoff to him. Barr's going to roll to the right. Barr throws it downfield, and it is incomplete, intended to number 3, Connor Smith.
And that was pretty close. I'd like to see a replay of that one, see how close it was. It wasn't the best of throws, but it was in Smith's area. Going to see here on the rollout. Gets that thing downfield, and ooh, just out of the hands. That's a tough pass, and nearly a great completion by Preston Barr.
Now Miamisburg going to punt the 2nd time here, but got across and into Centerville territory on their 2nd drive. Stickle has speed, and I was about to say I would not be shocked. And he is going to pin the Vikings inside the 1.
Oh my goodness, the last punt was a skying short, not very good punt. This one is an absolute beauty. He's going to put that one on his career highlight tape. I mean, that thing dropped at about the 10, and I thought it was a smart decision by the deep man of the Elks, Ethan Bishop again. I thought it was a good move by him to just let it go, but instead Stickle is able to put them inside their own 1-yard line.
Maybe that little rain shower we had before kickoff put a little bit in the grass to kill it just a little bit. But now if you're the Vikings, right here at the top of your screen, number 9, Drew Dunaway, leads G-Walk in tackles for loss, and 1 here will put 2 on the board for the Vikings. And that one is incomplete.
And it took 2 defenders to stop Drew Dunaway there, and it was also great defense on the back end by number 23, Mekel McDouglas, or McDonald, my bad.
Newcomb's going to keep this one. Newcomb dances around, makes another man miss, and he will have a 1st down run.
And that time, it's Baylor Stickle, the man able to make the stop. And, you know, he was barely able to stop him right there. They always talk about, you know, arm tackles are not enough. And you can see why. Baylor Stickle gets a great hold of him and just barely able to stop him. Newcomb running with great aggression on that play.
Centerville goes up tempo here, gets on the line quickly, but then kills some time. Centerville going 3 wide to the top. Quick pass to the outside, wide receiver screen set up, and that will be an open field tackle there. I believe that was
Newcomb once again.
Or tackled by Penrod for the Vikings.
And a little surprised, it's the first time we've called his name. Mason Penrod, one of the best players in all of G-Walk, specifically on the defensive side of the ball. Good linebacker, and eats up a lot of tackles on the inside.
That'll be a run up the middle, and it will not be enough for a 1st down.
Tackle also by number 28, Fletcher Rose.
Rose with a tackle there for the Vikings.
So 3rd and 2, and it looks like the Elks are going to go for it.
No, I think they're going to measure this one. 3rd and...
Well, now it's not marked as 1.
I don't even know if that's a full 1.
Referees are going to bring the 6 out for a measurement.
And the ball looks like it's right at the 23. Gonna pull this one. And it is not a first. Oh, it is. The tip of the ball must be barely past it.
Just barely. So close there.
I thought when they did that last yank on the chain, I thought it was going to be like the index card short.
I was about to say, where's your index card, Jared? They say football is a game of inches.
That was centimeters. All right, so first down here. Wells going to go back. Wells, pressure got there for Miamisburg, and almost an interception there for Penrod.
In and out of the hands of Baylor Stickle, I believe, actually.
Oh, was it? I saw Penrod turn around. I didn't know if it was
It might have gone through both of their hands.
But you saw the pressure. Dunaway got through. If he could have got through just a second sooner, maybe he was making
Peyton
the sack.
Hawkins as well. Peyton Hoskins as well. He was the entire right side of the Elks offensive line caved in on that play.
And Miamisburg gets through on that one in an open field tackle.
And the ball comes out. It is picked up. That is number 28, Fletcher Rose.
And Miamisburg picks it up, and Miamisburg going to be starting in the red zone for their third possession.
What a huge mistake. The quick screen pass. I believe it was Braylon Newcomb, the intended to serve. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Braylon. That was not on you.
That's Kogel.
It was a big tight end, made it difficult on him, not able to hang on to it. No, that wasn't Kogel. I think that was Quincy Caponia? I think that was number 87, Quincy Caponia.
If you're Miamisburg, you have got to cash in here. First and 10 at the 18 here for the Vikings.
Two wide receivers to the top of the screen, none to the bottom.
Going to be a run up the middle for Durr.
Going up the middle by number 21, Hunter Durr.
And you know, that's where the Vikings have been so effective.
There's going to be a run up the middle by Durr again. And Nat, I think he's going to be about a yard short.
I think he's probably about 2.5 yards short.
Oh, what? That's what happens when you got one. The far referee ran in, and he was running on the 10 when he was coming in, and then I see the one over here on the home side.
3rd and 3 from the Centerville 11.
Was further back, so it is 3rd and 3 here. Durr going to get this one. No. Barr keeps it. Barr turns around the other side of the field. Barr has open room, and Barr is in for 6.
And a nice little block there at the very end by Jaden Bruton. Seals the edge for his quarterback. They're going to tie it up. And one of the keys to the game, you're on it this year, Jared. One of the keys to the game, forcing turnovers. And the first turnover the Vikings get, they are able to make something out of it. Nice job there. Preston Barr reversing fields. He goes to the left at first. There's nothing there. Says, let me try right. And well, he's got all green grass on his way to the end zone.
You got 37, Tristan Linville on to put it through the uprights, and he does. And we are tied at 7 apiece here. 2:04 left here in the first quarter. And we have a tie ball game.
Number 37, Tristan Linville. 2:04 left in the first. We're tied at 7.
So now, how does Centerville come out and respond to this after turning it over their last timeout?
Well, it sounds really simple, but let's just not turn the ball over again. I mean, you know, they have been really effective so far on offense here in this game, and their only mistake was, well, yeah, it's a turnover, and you're hurting yourselves. So you just don't do that. The Miamisburg offense, they haven't been able to keep things going by themselves. So if you're just able to, you know, keep things on track on the offensive end, and then on the defensive end, if you're able to, you know, just keep doing what you've been doing, playing good, stout defense, then should be in pretty good shape.
Kicking for the Vikings, number 37, Tristan Linville.
Linville on to kick off here for the Vikings. Linville has the power to put it in the back of the end zone we've seen so far this year, but he's going to kick it short. And it goes out of bounds.
And that is a very smart play by the Elk defender, by the Elk special teams player. Trying to see that number 26. Carter Anderson. We've seen quite a few times this year where teams they decided to pick up, the kickoff instead of letting it roll out of bounds and getting yourself good field position. They're trying to make returns out of it. Instead, here with the Elks, you see they're disciplined and they play smart. They play with their heads and take the free field position.
Elks take over first and 10 from their own 35.
First and 10 at the 35 where the Elks will start. And so really they've had both excellent starting field position on 2 of their 3 drives. There's going to be a handoff trying to get to the outside, and he is just sandwiched from behind with number 23, Mackay McDougald, and I think that was number 16. Hoskins came in and helped finish it up.
That is number 4, Daniel Camara on the carry. A newer running back to this unit, and first time I've seen his name at least this season, and he's a senior, so you would have thought that we would have seen him before over the last couple of years, but
they've had quite a few good running backs over the last couple of years, and it was a broken tackle up the middle, and still on his feet across the 50 and thrown down at about the 50. Newcomb.
Braylon Newcomb, his initials should just be Yak. I mean, because every time this guy gets the ball, he's getting extra yards all over the place. I mean, you can't take him down with just an arm tackle. Tamorian Hunter, he tried right there, but it's not good enough.
There's a handoff to Camara, trying to get to the right side. Camara gets to the edge and knocked down at the 45.
He's knocked down by number 1, Baylor
Stickle with the tackle there.
Ball at the Viking 44-yard line.
Pickup of 5.
And this is part of the reason why Centerville has been so effective in this game, going up tempo, making things difficult on the defense, not giving them a chance to get a breather. Drake Wells has such a good understanding of this offense. And big mistake there by the big man.
Dead ball. Full start.
Number 77, Qual.
5-yard penalty. Remains second
So that's going to push it back down, or push it back to the original spot. 2nd and 10.
Now at 2nd and 10 from the 49.
Jared, they got some big guys on this team, and Qual might be the biggest. 6'5", 250. Although there's a guy on here that's listed as 6'11", but I think that might be a typo.
Wells back to pass, throws it down middle of the field, and it is incomplete. No flags on the play. Excellent defense there on the corner.
And they've done that a couple times in this game, where they've gone to Montgomery and not been able to complete the pass. He's a very good receiver, but there's been excellent coverage on the outside against him so far.
Wells going to spin around. Defender gets free, throws it middle of the field, and it is incomplete.
That one was just too low. Wells, as soon as the play starts, he rolls out to the left, and I just don't think he needed to.
I think it was intended to nuke him, right? Or was that Montgomery? Either way, it looked like it was he had slipped, and that one is going to get into the end zone.
There was a whole herd of elk running down there trying to stop that thing, but they were not quite fast enough. Almost had 2 of the best punts I've ever seen in one game.
41.7 seconds left in the first.
So 41 seconds left here in the first quarter. Miamisburg starting at their own 20. Miamisburg, after that turnover last drive, short field position. We'll see how they work with the long field here.
2 wide receivers to the top of the screen. Gonna take the ball, hand it off, and Durr is gonna get caught in the backfield, nowhere to go, get that leg wrapped up, and eventually he just surrenders. It's a great job.
99, Matthew Jones.
Number 99,
On the play, 2nd and 11. At the
Matthew Jones, and also number 45, Jackson Puckett, comes in and helps make the stop.
Here you see the Elk cheerleaders on the sideline. In Centerville, the play clock never started here. They don't have to hike it if they don't want to for Miamisburg, and they are not going to. And that is going to do it for the end of the first quarter. Centerville and Miamisburg tied at 7. Would you say you were surprised?
A little bit. The Vikings, they haven't played the toughest schedule coming in so far. I mean, the game against West Carrollton and Ponence, those are two pretty, you know,
Yeah, that's outscoring your
easy
opponents
games.
100-6.
Yeah, two pretty easy games. And then the other game that they played, it was against Bellbrook, which is a good team, but not, you know, like world beaters necessarily. And then you look at Centerville on the other hand, playing, I mean, it was last week, it was Dublin Kaufman, right?
Mm-hmm. No, last week was Pick Central.
Pick Central, okay, and the week before it was Dublin Kaufman.
At Dublin Kaufman, that's their only loss of the year, an 8-point loss.
And what was the first game?
Lakota East, and
yeah.
that was a trouncing for the Elks, a 30-10 win.
So when you sit here and you look at, you know, who's played the tougher schedule, it's obvious the Elks are much more tested at this point and all of that. So I'm definitely kind of surprised that the Elks have, you know, not taken the lead yet, but they're down in the red zone, and, you know, the turnovers, like we said, it's hurt them. So look for the Elks to clean that up, and we'll see what happens.
See if they can force a turnover here. 2nd and 11 for the Vikings as we start the second quarter. Barr hands that one off to Durr up the middle. He gets across the original line of scrimmage. Maybe gets one on it.
And for the most part, the Elks have done a nice job keeping the Vikings from, you know, picking up big chunks on the ground, which is really what they're best at doing. And so if they can continue to do that, they'll continue to put the Vikings in tough situations.
And like you said, I mean, Centerville's defense is shutting down this interior run by the Vikings that we've seen work so good. Barr back to pass, throws a quick out to Durr. Durr cuts it back across the field, has the first down.
A big juke move there by Hunter Durr, and that was super important. Keep this drive alive, keep the defense on the sideline, you know, keep them rested, because this Centerville offense, they play so quickly, it makes it tough on the defense to just, you know, be able to stay on the field with them. They'll just gas you in the first half, and then in the second half they'll just run all over you. Right now, you know, keeping the Centerville offense off the field is extremely important for this Vikings team.
Gonna be a handoff for Durr up the middle, bounces off. Durr's running the wrong way. Barr comes in and throws a block, but Durr's gonna be tackled for about a loss of 6.
And actually, that was Baylor Stickle on the run that time. Star safety / punter. He really does it all for this team.
I don't know if I would really want him. I mean, he's been excellent out there on the field for defense tonight. I don't know if I would want to take a chance with maybe him getting hit, separating a shoulder in here with the running position.
I mean, sure, I get that, Jared, but the whole time that we've been calling Miamisburg games and they've had Baylor Stickle, he's been a playmaker on both sides of the ball, and I wouldn't want to take that away from him.
Barr throws it out. Open man misses, and actually nice recovery there by number 1 Kopic to come back and get the tackle.
Connor Smith, the receiver there.
His first catch of the game. That'll make it 3rd and about 8 or 9.
Picked up about 5 on the play. That will make it 3rd and 9 from the Viking 23. So hurry up, Elks fans! It's 3rd down.
I will say the PA guy here for Centerville really
Outstanding.
gets the home crowd into this for 3rd downs. Barr in shotgun formation. Barr 2-step drop. Barr has to roll to the right. They didn't throw the holding flag, so I'm surprised. Throws it down middle of the field. Hauled in for a first down on his feet.
That's Bruton. Jaden Bruton makes a
Still on
man
his
miss.
feet and pushed out of bounds at about the 25, maybe the 24.
That was a beautiful hop step. Jared, I was afraid that Bruton and Bryce Vaughn were going to end up running into each
I
other.
did too.
Their routes were going to collide. You can see right there on the screen, they nearly did. Beautiful job putting the brakes on, making Bishop miss and picking up an extra couple yards. Ball at the 26-yard line for the Vikings. And things haven't been going the best for them on the offensive end so far, but they look like they're in business right now. And that was actually Connor Smith, the guy on the reception. I apologize.
Barr, got to get rid of that one.
Number 18, Preston Barr throws incomplete.
Had to throw that one away. I didn't see. Oh, we're going to get a look here. Powers got through.
26.
Kind of lucky, had his hand kind of slipped from up around the top of the jersey down. 9:12 left here in the second quarter.
Baylor Stickle comes back into the backfield. Bruton on the left. Hunter Durr up top.
And now we're going to have a timeout called by Miamisburg.
Miamisburg. That's their second time out of the half.
That's their second time out of the half. And I know it's only second down, but you want to make sure you have the best play call in there, especially if your interim coach, Tim Lewis, picked up his first win as a head coach last week over Ponance. Trying to go 2-0, and what would it be his second win? Miamisburg hasn't beaten Centerville at least since Max Prep started taking over. I think it was in 2000. They've played each other regularly since 2017 on. Centerville's undefeated. You want to take a stab at what the scoring average is?
I'd say probably like high 40s to 10-ish.
43.5 for the Elks to 4.5 for the Vikings.
So you're saying I was being kind of liberal for the Vikings.
And you were expecting a little bit too much for the Elks.
Wow, that's rough. But so far, it looks like we're gonna have a much different script for tonight's game.
Well, I don't think I need to remind anybody, but the last time we were here,
You probably do. It's been a long time, Jared.
the last time we were here, we announced that was the one that ended the losing streak for the Firebirds against the Elks.
Oh, so Jared's trying to do some foreshadowing, maybe. Didn't you pick the Elks?
No,
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
I picked the Vikings. Barr. I know. I saw
Durr.
Durr. I said. I meant to say Barr.
Able to get to the outside, pick up about 1 or 2 on the play.
So it's going to be 3rd and 9.
And they're lucky right there that they didn't hit Jaden Bruton with a block in the back, number 4.
Or maybe Baylor Stickle there too, kind of late one there too. There's a 3rd down run, and
especially for blocks that didn't add much to the play, you really got to be careful about that.
Centerville Centerville players on the sideline there.
Looks like it's going to be 4th and 4, so there's a pickup of about 5 on the play. It's a big decision here.
Leave them on the field. Go for it.
And it looks like the offense is staying out there. I haven't seen anyone leave. Connor Smith is the closest one who's going to walk off the field, but
That's probably
he was
just
just getting the play.
So 4th down here. Play clock's at 10. I assume Miamisburg is probably going to burn a timeout here. Really want to talk this one over.
Get out there quickly. I think they're
And
just
no,
going.
they kept it, and it's going to be a run up the middle for Durr, and I think he gets it.
It is very close. They might have to pull out the chains. And they...
By number 41, Andrew Irwin, and number 45, Jackson Puckett.
I believe they are going to pull out the chains. I'm not sure, Jared.
He had to get to the...
They haven't moved them yet.
I don't see where he had to get to.
And the refs are having that discussion.
this is huge if you're a Vikings fan, and me.
And okay, so they do finally decide they're going to bring out the chains to measure. Let's keep this camera angle right here.
Yeah, that's going to be the best
Let's
angle.
move it down a little. Oh, come on, guys. Change the camera to the field, guys, so we can see the
First down.
It's a first down for the Vikings, so that was very close. Durr got upended
once again
right
by
at the line to gain.
inches.
If you had Gene Steratore for the index card on your bingo card.
Twice tonight.
Twice on this drive.
That's true.
So
I mean, how many
first,
plays has this been?
I think this is like the 11th play of the drive, maybe.
It's a long one.
It is. This is turning into a Fairmount Firebirds drive. Miamisburg got the ball with about a minute and a half left in the first quarter.
It's working on 5 minutes now.
Durr,
Stickle.
Or no, Stickle, sorry. And Stickle loses it, and Stickle wisely gets out of bounds.
Oh,
And that's going to be,
goodness.
he was out of bounds, and that is going to be a late hit.
What a call. That is tough if you're an Elk fan.
And I don't think those Elk fans realize that that's going to be a late hit out of bounds.
Gonna look to see who it is. Stickle bounces it outside as there's nothing there. The defender comes in, knocks it free.
Number 30 looked like he knocked it free.
Yes, that is South Alejandrino once again. Huge play.
And the Miamisburg fans are happy. You can hear them over on the far side of the field.
Personal foul. Defense
Number 1, Kopic. I know if you're Elk fans, you do not like it. And, I mean, that was really close, but Stickle had a foot out of bounds. And
the thing is, I think he had more than a foot out of bounds. Like, it's definitely a bang-bang play. If I was a ref, I wouldn't have called it, but I understand.
Barr going to keep this one. Barr looking around, rolling around to the right. Barr throws it far sideline to Smith, and he incomplete.
That was a dangerous play there. Preston Barr dancing around in the backfield, trying to make something to happen.
Well, he wanted to check it down to, I believe that's Vaughn, 85. Yeah, Bryce Vaughn, the tight end. He wanted to check it down to him right there.
But there's nothing there. He ends up having to go all the way back across the pocket, delivers it to Connor Smith, but he's not able to haul that one in. Would have been a very exciting play.
Yes. 7:48 left here. 2nd and 10. Oh no, there's a flag on the field.
downfield. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty.
Illegal man downfield, number 75, J.J. Cook. Too far downfield, and that's, you can't really put those on the linemen because they are, I mean, they're trained. I mean, they're not expecting to sit and hold a block for 30 seconds like they did. 2nd and 9. Going to be a check down here to Smith. Smith cannot break the tackle, and he is tackled at the 15, and that'll be a loss of.
And what a tackle by So-So Anasoki. What a beautiful play. It was a nice job by Smith. You can see he does a little like cutback, jump cut right there.
I think he was waiting
almost
for
got
Vaughn.
out of it.
I think he was waiting for Vaughn to come over and get that block and just couldn't get there in time.
Almost got out of it, but not quite good enough of a juke move.
All right, so Miamisburg has went for it on 4th down twice on this drive, so you don't have to get it all here if you're a Viking. Barr going to roll to the right. Barr dances around. Barr has room to the right, throws it to the end zone, and it is incomplete.
That was too far to the outside, but a beautiful play there by Preston Barr. Once again, I feel like he got out of the pocket before he needed to, but this time instead of making a mistake, he's able to cut back, uses the left tackle to his advantage.
Oh, if Burton could have got a hand on that, maybe come down, that would have been close.
Anasoki, the man in there on the coverage that time.
It's going to send out Linville. No, never mind. They're going to keep him on the field. 4th and 9 here for the Vikings. Barr stands in the pocket, delivers it in the middle of the field, and it is incomplete.
That's across the middle, and set for number 3, Connor Smith, incomplete.
You see number 77 for the Vikings, Sam Kaiholes, was wanting a flag. Let's see if we see anything here. 77 right there, the second one to the top of the screen. Middle of the field, I don't see, well, unless he was maybe, I don't know who was at 41.
Ethan Bishop.
Kind of looked as he got there right as the ball got there. I'm kind of shaking my head on that one. I think if you're Miamisburg, you should have taken the points there with Linville.
I like the aggressiveness, though. They're able to get it out quickly.
And the ball comes out. Ball picked up at the 10, 5, touchdown for the Vikings.
Number 20, Landon Ball, the man, we've called his name a lot over the years, and turnovers have been the killer for the Elks in this game, just hurting themselves.
Oh,
Beautiful
he was
job.
rolled over on top
Mason
of
Penrod.
Keeping his body on him.
Newcomb on top of him. He did the opposite of what you're supposed to do in wrestling. You know, you're supposed to get them on the ground. He keeps them on top of him. Does a great job knocking it away. The lead for the Vikings. The first time tonight.
Linville on to kick his second extra point of the game. High snap, kick is up. Kick is good.
Long snapper number 35.
Defensive score again here for the Vikings.
Number 14, Roberts, and kicking through the uprights, number 37.
Puts them up 7. And like you said earlier, Andy, it's excellent when your keys to the game actually play out in what you want it to be.
All right, so we got some scores from around the league, or from around the area, I guess. Valley View is up 7-0 at the end of the first half. Fairmont is down 7-0 at the end of the first half. Or I said the end of the first half.
I was about to say,
end of the first quarter.
Okay, I was about to say, those are quick games.
But for...
You said Fairmont was down 7-0?
That is the end of the first half. The other game that I saw, Troy, they are up over West Carrollton 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. And I think that was all I saw.
I'll look up.
Oh, wait. I might have seen Springboro. Let me go back and check that again.
Linville on to kick off here for the Vikings. Squibs it down the middle of the field. Hauled in at about the 10. Bursts through the outside. There's a hole to the outside. Linville, it might be enough to slow him up, and Stickle.
And I thought it was going to be the kicker to stop him, but the star everything Baylor Stickle, he's going to be the man.
Linville got him to change his path just a little bit to the right, and that's what allowed Stickle to come up and make the tackle. The way the Vikings celebrated on the sideline, I thought it was another turnover. That is returned by number 3, Reggie Powers.
And just look at Baylor Stickle. I mean, what a tackle. He just stuck his arm out there, and it was like a hook. Grabbed him. It was like a claw almost, you know. It was so effective. And so, yeah, Springboro, they're up 7-0 at the end of the first quarter as well. And William Yates had a pick in the red zone, or in the end zone, so they took the ball over just a couple minutes ago. Those are our score updates.
Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5 at the Vikings 41.
As a pickup of 5, and that is going to be a flag. That's going to be offsides against, or no, offsides, false start against the Elks. On the far sideline, I think it was Qual.
Dead ball. False start. Offense number 71. 5 yards.
71. No, Zane Huff.
Second and 10 from the Vikings 46.
Back him up to the original starting spot here. 2nd and 10.
Kamara in the backfield goes in motion.
Wells throws it. I thought he was going to launch it deep. Nice open field tackle there by Penrod.
82,
Bryce Kogel.
I want to see, Centerville's not going up tempo, so I want to take a look at this replay. The way Wells went to launch back for this one. I thought he was going deep, and he just floats it right there to Kogel.
Yeah, I agree. That was a really nice fake there by Dirk Wells. 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen, 2 split out to the bottom.
3rd and 10 here. Wells back to pass. This Miamisburg rush getting through. Wells throws it down, and it is incomplete.
Newcomb, I believe, is the intended target. It might have been Jamar Montgomery, but you know, when you're going to send, okay, so it was Newcomb. When you're going to send 5 rushers as a defensive coordinator, you know that you're not going to give the quarterback a heck of a lot of time to make things happen. It's one defender for one offensive lineman.
Nobody back for Miamisburg to return this one, and it's going to roll
out of bounds
at the one.
Oh my goodness. We got a punting clinic going on here, Jared. Absolutely fantastic.
.5:14 left here in the first quarter. Miamisburg up 14-7, gets the ball back here.
And so when the Vikings were able to force Miamisburg, and when the Vikings were able to force Centerville into their first turnover, it was when they had them starting inside their 1 yard line. Now it's time to see if the Elks, they can take advantage of this great field position defensively.
We're gonna see was that song by, was it Drake, 99 Problems? Well, this is 99 yards.
Let's hope not. You're already up. I need you to lose a couple games.
Barr barely gets out of the end zone there.
I thought I heard a whistle.
I did too.
And you know, doing a quarterback run around the edge like that, that's very dangerous when you're doing shotgun. Your quarterback is already 5 to 7 yards deep in the end zone. Like, he's got a long way to go just to get out of the end zone in that situation.
If you're Miamisburg here, you know Centerville is going to kind of stack the box a little bit. Maybe try dump one off to Vaughn over the middle.
When you see there's a lot of room like behind.
Durr does not get out of the end zone, and that's going to be
waiting for the official call. The Elks are calling it.
No, I don't think they're going to. It's a safety.
It took a while for them to decide, but finally the call comes in. The handoff to Durr, and immediately there's defenders in the backfield. Number 84, Mason Keeley, right there to make a big-time stop for the Elks. And with 5:05 remaining this first half, the Elks are going to get the ball back, probably with good field position, with a chance to take the lead going into halftime.
It's our first safety of the year that we've seen. So now I think that is every possible scoring that we've seen, and that's 4 weeks in, and we finally got that one.
I haven't seen a two-pointer taken back. It's the only thing.
We got to see somebody go for 2 first.
Yeah, could be intercepted and taken all the way, but it can happen. So punting from their own 20-yard line. The Elks deep men are at their own 30.
That one fielded at about the 30. And that one knocked down at about the 47, maybe 48.
Newcomb, the man there on the return.
At the 35-yard line, he's tackled by Vikings number 34, Tyler Luckert.
They're going to put the ball on the 49.
13-yard return for the Elks.
You see the Elks dance team. I think we're going to see them perform at halftime.
Wells, the handoff up the middle. Going to get past past the line of scrimmage and pick up about 2. Not a ton of running room there. It's Parker Johnson there on the carry.
Tackle number 28, Fletcher Rhodes.
Had a lot of different Elks carrying the ball coming out of the backfield so far. Newcomb is split out to the top. The Elks are going to go quickly. Bryce Kogel set up there just off the line.
There's going to be a handoff up the middle. Kamara bursts through, and he might be close to a first down.
Nice job by Johnson on that carry. There's a nice pull there by Kogel. You can see him and the right guard, they pull over, do an excellent job creating a hole there for Parker Johnson.
That's going to be a first down now. They're going to change it. First down run there by Kamara.
It's Parker Johnson.
Oh, just Johnson. When you have teams that switch out multiple running backs, and they're wearing camo, so I can't really see their numbers that well. And it's dark in here, so I can't see the roster either. Wells back to pass. Wells got to dump it off.
Good decision by Wells just to throw that thing away. Got outside the pocket and makes a smart decision as he had defenders breathing down his throat.
2nd and 10 from the Viking 41.
Peyton Hoskins, I believe, was the man in there to force the throw away. .352 left. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Newcomb actually when he went with a direct snap again. Darian Anderson, number 8, in there on the stop. And he's going to come off the field for a little bit of a breather.
3rd and 5 here for the Elks. 3:35 left and counting here in the first half. There you see the Miamisburg student section in. I think that was a miscue for the Elks. You're wearing camo jerseys. You should have been wearing camo.
I mean, it's red, white, and blue night. It makes sense. I mean, they're doing their hunter theme.
Ball on the ground. Ball's loose. Let's see who picks it up.
And I do not believe Drake Wells got on top of that.
Let's see which way the refs point. Vikings ball.
And I was just about to say, this is great clock management by the Elks. They're going slowly. They're going to use this whole clock and score to close off the half. And Drake Wells, he fumbles a snap, and he's just never able to get a clean handle on it. I believe that was 28 on the recovery. Fletcher Rose, he had one earlier. So Fletcher Rose having a big impact here on this game.
Did he recover it or did he force the one earlier?
I can't remember.
I know
I've called his name multiple times.
All right, so 3:08 here. A timeout left for the Vikings. Barr's going to keep this one. Barr tries to put a. That's a loss of
4 on the play. Stiff arm, or I guess we'll call it 3. Barr uses a stiff arm to try and get to the outside, but you know, running east and west is not working on this Elks defense.
I don't think Miamisburg really has the backs and people that can run east to west. They're not a east and west.
Number 94, Sebastian Jean Baptiste on the stop there.
He has got to be a senior. I feel like we have called his name for.
He's a junior.
He's a junior? Maybe he did have an older brother, I think. And that's only going to be about a gain of 2 or 3 on the play.
I got to say, though, that's a fantastic name.
I think he did.
Baptiste.
He did, because I think his brother was an amazing linebacker, defensive line there for the Elks a few years ago. 2.5 minutes left here in the first half of our game of the week for week number 4. I was waiting for that. kind of late with a third down call there for the PA guy. Barr has a screen set up, and Dirk catches it at about the 40, and that's about all where he goes. And Centerville quickly calls its final timeout.
And I tell you what, Jared, Centerville would never be happy if you told them that entering that coming out of a first half that they would have 3 turnovers. But if you told them that they were only down 5 points and they're going to get the ball back with a chance to take the lead with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left, I think they'd be shocked, and I think they'd take it. This has been a very ugly half of offensive football for Centerville, and they're still right there. I mean, you can tell the strength and the depth of this team by their ability to they never go away. I mean, I literally, I haven't been doing this as long as you have. I've never seen Centerville get blown out, ever. And you can just see why. They always stick around. They're always in games. They're very well coached.
Thank you, Miami Valley Hospital and Premier Health.
Baylor Stickle back to punt this thing away again. He's had 1 average punt and 1 absolutely amazing punt.
Low ball gets it away, though. Fielded at about the 20.
A lot of
A
running
nice
there.
open field tackle right there.
Ethan Bishop, the guy in on the return. That was number 20 there on the stop. Landon Ball. He had one of the scoop and score fumble returns earlier, and he makes a nice job here on special teams. Or actually, I guess that wasn't him. That's Peyton Hoskins.
Okay.
The defensive lineman made quite a few big plays in this game already.
2:04 left here in the first half.
First and 10, Centerville from their own 38. 2:04 left.
At the 38, no timeouts for the Elks.
3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, 2 to the top.
Wells throws it, checks it down middle of the field. Nice open field tackle there by number 29, Keith Henry.
And that was the big tight end. This
or was
time,
that number 28 maybe?
Benjamin Edwards, 83 for the Elks.
That was Fletcher Rose, number 28.
Second and 6 from the Elk 42.
Elks go up tempo.
That time it's Ethan Bishop, 41 on the catch. And there's a couple of Elks there to take him down. Mason Penrod, one of those guys.
First down, Centerville.
Aiden Gillum also in there, number 2 on the play.
Elks go up quickly. Wells has to move, backtracks, and throws it incomplete.
That was a tough throw there by Wells. The intended target is Quincy Caponia.
1:30 left in the first half.
That was a tough throw there by Wells, and Caponia, he turned around, wasn't able to get back to that ball in time. Wells heavily influenced on that pass by the rush.
Second and 10 from the 49. Wells rifles it. It's Newcomb. Newcomb breaks 1 tackle, stays on his feet, has the first down.
And Jared, watching Braylon Newcomb tonight, he's reminding me of Isaiah
And there's
Pacheco.
a late flag.
He reminds me of Isaiah Pacheco, the running back for the Chiefs. Runs with anger, with malice. I mean, he wants to hurt people out there, it looks like. He just puts his shoulder down, doesn't care, and he's trying to run over everybody.
Refs are meeting to see what this late flag is. It came over here from the Centerville sideline.
Far away from the play.
We know that penalty's on. 16.
Sounds like it might be on Peyton Hoskins.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense number 16.
It is.
And we did not see what happened, so I am interested to see if maybe we got a replay of it. They call it a personal foul, so.
At the Vikings 23-yard line. First down, Centerville.
Maybe it was a face mask.
A minute 17 left and counting. Wells goes empty backfield.
Elks inside the 25.
Wells going to take this one. He's going to dump it off at the last second. Had to make sure he grabbed a hold of that one.
That's Caponia, his third target, first reception of the night.
And he barely gets out of bounds there. I don't know, was that enough for a first down? Yes, it was.
Gotta love the super smart heads-up play by the tight end to be able to work his way over to the sideline.
So it'll be first and 10 at the 12, so still do not see what the refs are talking about. Nothing has changed on the scoreboard.
Second quarter, Mike on the board, please. Sorry.
I'm sorry, but if the refs stop that to tell them that they didn't have the second quarter on the board, that was 11 minutes or 10 minutes and 57 seconds ago that they've let this go.
Set the game clock to 1 minute 15 seconds, please. 1-1-5.
Okay, they're going to reset the game clock to 1:15.
So I'm guessing at some point it didn't stop.
First and 10.
It was supposed to.
On the Miamisburg 12.
So now Centerville is going to have the ball. First and 10 on the 12. 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen, 2 to the bottom. And as of now, we have 10 Viking defenders inside of, what, 6 yards of the line of scrimmage? They're playing it very close on this play. Got Reggie Powers and Jamar Montgomery down to the bottom of the screen. Got Caponia and Newcomb at the top. Powers in motion.
Wells going to throw it back here to the backfield.
That is Powers.
Powers breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle. Powers cuts across field, and he is tackled at about the 3.
Talk about making something out of nothing. There was 6 Vikings over there in that vicinity. And Reggie Powers is able to make 1 or 2 guys miss. And he had wide open field. I thought he had a touchdown for a second. It was a good job by the Viking defense, by the Viking defender, able to get back in the play, stop him at the 2. And Carter Johnson in the backfield.
Wells goes up the middle, or no, was that Newcomb?
That is Newcomb once again.
2 yards into the end zone. Centerville touchdown.
And every time they get in close, they just give it to Braylon Newcomb once again, and he's getting the job done for the Elks here in this first half. 2 touchdown runs, all sorts of plays in the passing game. See Carter Anderson, number 28 there, the running back on the play, gets involved as a lead blocker and helps Newcomb find his way to the end zone. Elks with a 1-point lead right now.
They're lined up to go for 2 here. 1-on-1 coverage out here at the bottom of the screen. Looks like you have.
See Caponia.
And here a double end around. Throws it back to the quarterback. Wells in, and he has it.
And is that something like the Philly special or what, Jared?
That one was a little bit more for sure than the Philly special.
A little more intricate, but same idea.
So the Elks take a 3-point lead on this.
Drake Wells absolutely wide open there in the corner of the end zone. They haven't let him throw a touchdown yet, so they said, we'll just let you catch the 2-pointer.
So 46.1 seconds left here in the first half.
And Jared, that's a weird way to get to 17, isn't it? A touchdown, field goal, excuse me. A touchdown, a safety, going for 2 and another touchdown. Never seen it happen that way.
Definitely the long way to get there.
Kicking for Centerville, number 16, Leland Gantz.
Leland Gantz here kicking off for the Elks.
Number 3, Smith.
I can definitely, okay, I was about to say, I've never seen anybody line up like that to return a kick, but Miamisburg spreads out as Centerville breaks the huddle.
Got Connor Smith and Baylor Stickle back to receive.
And if you're Centerville, I would just try to put this one in the back of the end zone and...
They barely got it to the end zone.
Vikings will take over first and 10.
Yeah, if I'm Baylor Stickle,
Had have not gone in.
if I'm Baylor Stickle, your coach has got to be talking to you. Do not walk away from that until it's in the end zone.
I think it was Connor Smith, the one who was closer on that play. But that was very close to not going in. I mean, it literally bounced on the line, I think.
The only good thing is that Centerville couldn't advance it. They would just get the ball there at the 1. So, but yeah, too close for comfort on that one.
Yeah, and I think if I'm the Centerville special teams coach, I'm telling Gantz, hey, try that one again. That was almost perfect. See our sideline camera down there on the Elk sideline right now, capturing all the views.
I got to watch out. I wouldn't be moving around inside the...
With your back turned.
Yeah. Durr stays on his feet. Durr's still on his feet. And what a hit there. No, that was Henry.
A little bit of a beastquake type run there. Made 4 or 5 different Vikings miss breaking tackles before he's leveled at the end of the play. Spins out of 2 defenders' arms right there.
And then, gets popped right at the end there. Glad he held on to that ball. Bar looking, and they did not have to hike this one if they don't want to. And then I don't think they are. That's going to do it for the first half of our MVCC Game of the Week for week number 4. Centerville takes the late lead here, 17-14 over the Miamisburg Vikings going into the half. Centerville will get the ball to start the second half, and we will throw it down to the bands, and then we will be back after halftime for our MVCC Game of the Week for week number 4.
He's a cold-hearted player. Look into his eyes.
Miamisburg Viking Marching Band is under the direction of Steve Aylward, Ryan Wintersheimer, Andrew Whitman, and Alex Catterblue. The color guard directors are Joseph Rivetti Sharp and Seth Rivetti Sharp. And the percussion director is Alex Beltran. Let's get one more round of applause for the Miamisburg Viking Marching Band.
We are pleased to present the Centerville Jazz Band. The Centerville Jazz Band show for 2023 is entitled Through the Eyes of Picasso. The band will be performing the first half of the show and will add on as the season progresses. The music again is arranged by Andrew Markworth. Tonight's halftime performance will feature 11 by Y Music and Incident in Jazz by Stan Kitten. This show features color guard choreography by Alex Holland and Lola Flores Holland. The drill is designed by Tim Fairbanks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Centerville Jazz Band. Centerville Jazz Band. The Centerville Jazz Band is under the direction of Brandon Barametti and Scott Gassaway. Color guard directors Jody Fairbanks and Alex Holland. And percussion director Josh Carpenter. The band is led by drum majors Mary Haley, Emily Hodges, and Sierra Coco Rupp. On Saturday, September 9th, the band will be traveling to Kings High School to compete along with all of the outstanding local bands from the Dayton and Cincinnati areas. Come out and support all of the band's great events. In November, the Centerville Jazz Band will be again performing on the national stage at the Bands of America Grand National Championship. We hope to continue to represent Centerville well at the highest level. Chewing tobacco.
All right, welcome back as we get ready to come back to the second half of our MVCC Game of the Week for week number 4. Centerville holds a 3-point lead, 17-14. Andy, real quick, you want to run over some other scores?
So our first score of the night, we got Troy. They're on top of West Carrollton. It's a rough one for the Pirates so far. 45-0 at halftime. Valley View, I believe this is just after the start of the second half, is up 14-7 over Carlisle. That is a much closer game than what we expected. Eaton and Oakwood, they're tangled up in a close game. 17 for Eaton, 15 for Oakwood. Then we got Fairmont, they're down 7-0 to Northmont at the end of the third quarter. And then Springboro up 14-0 over Beaver Creek. So far, I got a chance to get back a little closer to you in the win column so far.
And looking at some stats for this game, not a lot.
Both
quarterbacks have thrown over 100 yards.
Kicking for the
Lar,
Vikings, number 37, Tristan Lindo.
Wells, 102. We don't have that many rushing yards. 17 for Newcomb is the most for the Elks, and 29 for Durr is the most for the Vikings. Vell on to kick off here. Boots this one up the middle. Fielded at about the 13. Ball is on the ground. Loose ball. Let's see who has it.
That is the senior cornerback, Reggie Powers, coughs that one up. That is extremely fortunate for the Elks to be able to hang on to that one. That would have been the fourth turnover in just over a half of football. I mean, when we talked about keys to the game was turnovers. I didn't think it'd be this big of a key to the game. nearly 4 for Centerville already.
On the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 from the 31.
I think the Elks are going to go back to bed and come back, try doing this game over. There's been all sorts of mistakes on this team.
Elks get it 1st and 10 at the 31. This one's going to be a handoff up the middle. Maybe gets to the line of scrimmage.
Run by number 4, Daniel Kamara.
He's going to give it out to the line, and that's it.
Tackled by number 58, Marco Chambers. And number 9, Drew Dunaway.
Big boy is able to fill that hole.
Dunaway came in there late as well.
355 pounds is what Marco Chambers is listed at, Jared.
Wells goes from under center to call now plays, changes it in the backfield. Wells throws it. That one is batted down.
That is Aiden Gillum in there.
Batted down by number 2, Aiden Gillum, incomplete. 3rd and 10 from the 31.
He flies in there and swats that one 15 yards in the other direction.
So it'll be 3rd and 9 here at the 31.
Big third down, important third down for the Elks. Coming out of halftime at the tight end.
And Centerville's got to burn a timeout.
We'd like to see this get top before they take the timeout.
Timeout. Centerville. That's their first timeout of the second half.
About a minute so far for the
We've got a break in the action. Let's hear a big round of applause for our combined cheerleaders and coaches working down there on the home track tonight.
Our coverage area that we will have the Wayne Warriors here in a few weeks. Wayne is absolutely putting on a clinic against the Springfield Wildcats, who, granted, are down their starting quarterback. They've lost 2 in a row. They're on the verge of losing this one. Wayne, on the first play out of the half, scores on a 70-yard bomb to take a 21-7 lead over the Wildcats.
Well, Jared, Wayne, they established themselves when we were kids as local powerhouses that were one of the better, if not the best, football program, high school football program here in the area. And then there was a couple of years.
Dad's side of the family will agree with that.
Yeah.
All of them going to Wayne.
And then there was a couple of years over, the last 10. Where they were down probably about 5 or 6 years where they weren't the same Wayne that we were used to seeing. But over the start of this season, they're looking like they've turned back into that dominant force that the entire...
Wells back to pass, going to tuck it. Wells is going to run, has the first down and gets out of bounds, and the flag comes out. And now there's some pushing and shoving on the sideline.
And that Miamisburg player, he's got to be careful.
Number 23, Makai McDougall, might be, he very well could have himself ejected depending on anything that comes out.
And not only that, he was surrounded by elks.
Yeah, wrong sideline to be shoved on.
There was a sea of 100 elks, and that was the worst place for him to try and pick a fight. I'm not sure. I want to see this this replay again. I'm not sure if it was a late hit, because that's what they're calling it, I would think.
And now what you see here, Baylor Stickle was still over here on the sideline of the Vikings talking.
I'm not sure if he was talking or if...
He might have picked something up.
Yeah, if something was lost by one of him or his teammates and he picked it up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's see if we have a replay of this, especially at the end of that run.
And I understand the Elks being upset. There is...
Dead ball, personal foul, defense, 15 yards, first down.
I don't know if he was all the way out of bounds. Exactly. He was slowing himself up. And I know in a league, in a sport where you try to protect the more people that might be prone to an injury. But if he tries to give himself up late enough, and you got to give the defender time to try to react to that.
Powers goes in motion well.
And there is a sack in the backfield by Drew Dunaway, I believe.
Sack by number 9, Drew Dunaway.
And Wells not able to sneak out of that one.
You see there, he kind of rolls the shoulder, getting up and walking away from that.
But even though I'm not sure if I agree with the late hit, I understand why Elks were bad about it. There was 3 different Vikings coming full speed at their quarterback, and any good teammate is gonna be mad about that and try and
That was a loss of 7 for the Dunaway sack. That one quick
goes to Montgomery. He's gonna make one guy miss before he's gonna be wrapped up. Aiden Gilman.
He gets to the line of scrimmage, and I think that's about it.
And number 13, Colin Shannon. Gain of 1 on the play.
Is that Montgomery's first catch of the game?
From the 45 of Miamisburg.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he was targeted 3 or 4 times in the first half, but there was great coverage by the Vikings, not letting him get going. And he's the leading receiver coming in to this one. The flags come out, and they're going to call it false.
Dead ball, full start, offense, number 73, 5 yards, remains third down.
Correct, so that's going to be about a third and 22, maybe? Third and 50. All right. That's a mistake.
Third and 21.
Third and 21.
Midfield.
We got 50s all over. That say it's third and 39. Maybe that's why we control it. I can do it.
He's struggling tonight.
Wells back to pass. Wells has a pocket, lofts the middle of the field, and it is almost intercepted.
There was a miscue right there between Wells and the intended target. I believe that was...
Is that Penrod or Stickle back there? I didn't see the number.
No, I didn't see it either because I was looking at the tight end. 12 yards over his head.
I think that might have been Penrod.
Connor Smith.
High snap, and there was a lot of Vikings trying to block that one. Had a chance.
And that one's going to go into the end zone.
Kansas punt goes into the end zone for a touchback.
And that one went way past
Vikings
the
take over first and 10 for their own 20-yard line.
10 at the 20.
9:37 left in the third.
And if you're Miamisburg, that is a win for you on defense on the first possession of the second half. you gave up that personal foul in the end, but your defense bent a little, didn't break. Got that big sack from Dunaway, and then 2 incompletions. And Miamisburg going to start this drive, their first possession of this second half.
Wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Henry's going to go in motion, or actually that's Bryce Vaughn. There's going to be a flag on the play. Barr is going to roll to the outside. He's going to get out of bounds.
Keeper by number 18, Preston Barr. Flag on the play.
Might be a false start.
Alejandrino, on stop, or I guess the closest man there to a stop. And it might have been a holding.
Illegal motion.
Offensive line.
Offense number 1. That penalty's declined. Second down.
Yeah, I guess it did come a little early for that, but they're lucky they didn't get hit with a holding, because Alejandrino was on his way to the quarterback.
Which see, that's still something I don't understand about high school. Is an offensive penalty stops the clock and should draw the play dead. Barr, throw middle of the field, check down. Is that Vaughn?
I believe so.
Vaughn out across the 30.
Pass complete from Barr to number 85, Bryce Vaughn.
Side of the leg, he blows a tire.
Tackle on the play by Elks number 30, Seth Alejandrino.
Side of the field for a break after that. Big man had a lot of running.
36-yard line. First and 10 Vikings.
Week 1 had that 80-yard touchdown catch and run against the West Carrollton Pirates. But back to that, illegal shift, false start, that all stops the play dead.
I guess it should.
Here's going to be a handoff. Is that Stickle? And Stickle gets pushed out of bounds after about a gain of 4, maybe 5 on the play.
Hit it out there to the perimeter, and I thought he was going to keep fighting for more yards. Instead, he steps out of bounds.
Pick up a 4 on the play. We'll make it 2nd and 6 at the 40.
He's the type of guy to lower his shoulder and take the extra contact for the extra yard. He's just trying to save himself for defense.
And punting. Seen him doing a lot of punting tonight.
Stickle's going to line up in the backfield as of now.
Now he's going to go. And what Stickle you see here, he's at the top of that screen. He comes in motion a lot. And that's going to be Barr's going to keep that one. Barr has a hold of the outside. And Barr lowers the shoulder, but he will have the first down.
18, Preston Barr.
That was a weird hit right there. Barr lowered his shoulder for the contact. And it's almost as if...
Uh-oh, here we got a student section battle going back and forth now.
It's almost as if the defending linebacker, he remembered the late hit out of bounds from the first half. He didn't want that to happen again, so he kind of eased up, which allowed Barr to spin off of the
first down Vikings, first and 10 from their own 46.
And he got some parents along over here on the Vikings side trying. I can't see what Centerville's doing.
They're shining their lights back. That's all I can really tell.
So that was enough for a first down. Barr's going to throw that out to Stickle. Stickle slips.
Pass complete to number 1, Baylor Stickle.
Elks.
He slips
Higher right
at
there,
the
Baylor
40.
Stickle. If the pass would have been high, I don't feel like he would have tripped. But the high pass, he had to jump
Loss of
for
3
it.
on the play, 2nd and 13 from the 43.
It was a loss of 3 on the play.
Are we up in the student section now? Yes, we are.
Our mobile cam has been on the move tonight, going everywhere, and the student section is loving it right now. Gotta love that shot.
High snap. Barr hands it off. Is that Durr or Henry? I did not see.
And up number 1, Stickle.
Oh, that's Stickle.
Number 1, Ross Toppin.
Looked like, maybe Stickle
And
got
number
in
6, Jacob
between.
Taylor.
And there wasn't a ton of usage in the first half for him.
Yeah, 1 rush for -4
8
yards.
4 on the play. We'll make it 3rd and 9 from the Viking 47.
Their veteran playmaker.
The herd of Dolphins at 3rd down.
I think that's the best term that you can describe. Just play with him. Because he makes him in the punting game, he makes him in defense, he makes him in offense. He's everywhere.
Barr going to roll to the right. Barr got to get rid of it quickly, throws it, and it is incomplete. And Barr, he just didn't have the power behind it to throw across his body coming out of the spin.
4th and 9 for the Vikings, 47.
6 on a
7:51 left in the third.
That's the issue. The one issue I've had watching this game tonight. There's been multiple times where Preston Barr and where Drake has rolled out of the pocket into a defender. They're forcing themselves to make tough decisions when they don't have to. Like just sit in the pocket and wait for the play to develop.
Stickle barely. Oh, Stickle. Good. That is going to be a flag, and that is going to be a free first down for the Vikings.
A skying punt there.
I didn't even see the punt. I saw Stickle get leveled.
I missed that because I watched the punt. That thing was up in the lights.
I'm surprised because he barely got that one off.
Ball is marked as going out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
Replay of that because I didn't see my man get popped.
He was coming down, and the defender did not give him the room to come down and land.
And passes to all games grade 7 through 12 played here at Centerville. This call sponsor is Uptown Dental.
What do we call here?
Thank them for their support.
Roughing or running into. They're going to say no flag.
There's no flag on the play.
I do not agree with that one. Stickle got laid out.
An announcement to the people up on the hill. Please keep your lights off so it doesn't interfere with the game. Again, folks up on top of the hill, please keep your lights off so they don't interfere with the game and officials. Thank you.
For the Vikings, they would have preferred to keep the ball, but it was a great punt by Baylor Stickle.
Yes.
Out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
I feel like Miamisburg should have the ball back. I mean, when your punter gets leveled, I mean, you still have to abide by the rules and didn't give him the area to land.
That's going to have to be one that I go and look at on film.
See if this Vikings defense can get another stop here, pinned deep. The Elks deep in their territory.
Elks hand out number 28, Parker Johnson. Tackle made by number 16, Peyton Hoskins.
6-yard pickup.
Gain of 6 on the play.
You see here what
4.
The whole. Oh, he does. And then look at there's that's Cogill. And there's another carry, first down. Still on his feet, pushed out to the 25.
Parker Johnson to the near side.
Is that Johnson, I think?
Tackle on the play by number 1, Baylor Stickle. Centerville, first down. First and 10 at the Oaks 26-yard line. 7:13 and counting in the third.
Tonya.
Younger to the other tight end. Wells pump fakes, throws the middle of the field, caught by Montgomery. Still on his feet, Montgomery down across the 50, down inside the 40.
Stammering his way for the next
41-yard line.
That play has kept the feet moving.
Tackle made by number 11,
Kevin
Sewell.
The guy to finally make the stop, but you see Baylor Stickle gets a hand on him, Landon Ball, and then
first and 10 Centerville at the Vikings 41. 6:49 left in the third.
Timeout, Miamisburg. That's their first timeout of the second half.
The Centerville Athletic Boosters is a 501c3 tax-deductible organization that provides enormous support for our student athletes.
Vikings just trying
to part of this great organization by joining
give their
$40
defense some rest after that big play
membership fee goes directly back to our student athletes. You can join online at elkboosters.com. A huge thank you to tonight's hospitality room sponsors who provided food for all of tonight's game workers. Frickers, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, Archers, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, and Brandon Law Firm.
6 minutes, 45 seconds or so left in the game. It's first and down, or first and 10. The Elks, they've struggled to capitalize on the offensive end. 3 turnovers and nearly a fourth to start the second half here. And wide receiver split out to each side for the Elks. Handoff, going to bounce it out to the right. That's Camara. He's going to keep going. Breaks a tackle and then
Hands off number 4, Daniel Kamara.
And
Tackle made by number 1, Baylor Stickle, and number 8, Darian Anderson.
In on the stop.
2nd and 5 at the Viking 36. 6.5 and counting in the third.
Losing ball and fellow teammate Fletcher Rose kind of took each other out. Camara making them miss. This time Wells takes a snap, throws a slant, and that is going to be close
That's
to
complete number 24, Jamar Montgomery.
Montgomery.
He goes down at the 30-yard line. First down, Centerville.
He's looking to the sideline to get the play. And actually, it looks like it is Braylon Newcomb in
Quarterback?
at quarterback right now, yeah.
Newcomb going to keep this one, looking to go somewhere, dances around, and going to be brought down. And that he got to be careful. That ball almost came out too.
Keeper by number 5, Braylon Newcomb.
About 1 yard on the
Tackle made by
play.
number
So
6,
good
Mason
job to
Penrod, and number 28,
get something
Fletcher
out of that
Rose.
because there was Vikings in the backfield in a hurry.
Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 from the Viking 29.
Guard pull. And, you know, he kind of missed his assignment. There's a hole up the right side of the field, and Camara keeps those feet moving. He's got friends coming to help push the pile. They're still going. Inside the 5. Looks like they're going to call it out at the 3.
Middle down inside the Miamisburg 5.
Inside
Tackle led by the
3.
Vikings, number 13, Colin Shannon, and number 9, Drew Dunaway. First and goal, Centerville.
And actually, that was Braylon Newcomb up there. Damn. That might have been Roger.
Newcomb in it and runs into the sideline, or the running back.
Run by number 5, Braylon Newcomb.
Newcomb
Stopped by
again,
number 13,
keeping that
Colin
second
Shannon.
goal at the 1, maybe the 2.
Let's hear a round of applause for our cheerleaders as they are giving out some goodies in the home stands.
Don't throw stuff into the sand. The Beaver Creek Springboro game is on hold because of power outage.
That's not one you hear often.
Play clock down to 10.
They're trying to get set.
Newcomb in there again at the
Yes.
quarterback. Newcomb going to keep this one. Newcomb dances in, and Newcomb's in for
Keeper
6.
by number 5, Braylon Newcomb.
And nice job there by the Centerville offensive line. They pushed everything.
Centerville
to the right side of the
touchdown.
field. Newcomb got a little crevice there on the left side.
T-shirts being given out tonight by the cheerleaders. They're sponsored by Swoosh Plumbing.
See everything collapses down. Get the pull. Coble seals the edge there to the
Take
end
that, our
zone.
cameraman.
PAT is good. Long snapper number 53, Lucas Dice. Holder number
This one is up
14.
and good, and that puts the Elks up 10, 24 to
And picking
14.
your 30 uprights, number 16, Cleveland Gants.
Minutes and change left here.
The sideline this year, Eli Harless, Eric McQuillan,
How
Luke
often
Schreiber,
does a team
and
that loses
Dylan
in the tournament
Cassane.
battle? So far, 3-0. How are they?
4:12 left in the third. Elks 24, Vikings 14.
I don't know, one of them was a defensive score, or both led to touchdowns. One was a pick 6 or fumble, scoop and score. It's just this play calling by the Vikings, I don't understand. It's like you talked about it a few times. The quarterback rolls into a defender. If Barr would just stay in the pocket for more than the 3 seconds before he rolls out, he can find his defenders down the field. And I'm not just saying that because I picked Miamisburg.
Back receive for the Vikings, number 3, Connor Smith, and number 1, Baylor Stickle.
Baylor Stickle dropped an interception over the middle of the field, literally like at the
Kicking for the
50-yard
Elks,
line
number 16,
in the first half as well. So it could have been 5 turnovers for the Elks. They've gotten lucky that it's only 3, and that the Vikings have not been able to capitalize for the most part.
In this one, is going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
Big bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Vikings will take over first and
You
10
hate to
from
say
their
it,
own
but
20.
right now, Miamisburg has got to
4-12
put
left in the
points on the
third.
board on this drive. You were up 14 just before halftime. You were up 14-7, and it quickly slipped to a 17-14 deficit at the half. You had a chance. You stalled out at about the 40 on your first possession. Your defense is playing well, but your defense is not going to be able to win you these close games, and especially against a talented Elks team and a well-coached Elks team. Barr. There, he's smart to roll out of that one. Barr gonna tuck it and run. Barr pushed out of bounds.
By number 18, Preston Barr.
There you see the Miamisburg
Jackson
defense.
Puckett, the man in to make the stop, number 45.
Play, 2nd and 8 from the Vikings.
Only a gain of 2 on the play.
And that's something that that Centerville has been excellent at tonight. They're not letting Preston Barr get out and pick up a lot of yards on these rushes. Everything is 1 or 2 yards here and there, and that's where the Vikings are able to hurt a lot of teams. Preston Barr is so dangerous with his feet.
Barr fakes it, pump fakes, gets it to Bruton. Bruton forward progress might mark him across the 25 out to the 26 maybe.
By number 8, Soso and Asoki.
So that'll be about a pickup of 4.
At the 26-yard line.
And you see he just sits there, pump fake, trying to get Powers in the air. Finally gets around him.
He does a good job, but Powers also himself doing a good job. Staying big, kept his hands up, didn't let it be an easy completion.
PA announcer really held that 3rd down call.
Man, I love that guy.
He announced games with us before you, and what a catch there. No, they're going to say it's incomplete.
As Drew Dunaway, don't normally see him out there on the offensive side,
I
but
was looking to see if they have another 9 on there, because sometimes
4 from the Viking 26.
these are the drives that you cannot have. If you're a Viking, you've got to at least be able to pick up a couple first downs, not go 3 and out. Stickle gonna field at about the 40.
I'm
was gonna
assuming
field it
he
about
called
the
that
40.
fair catch since he decided to grab that thing, but that was dangerous.
Fielded by Centerville number 41, Andrew Irwin. Ball spotted.
Fielded by Irwin at about the 50-yard line.
It's kind of funny because we got the Centerville coaches next to us. We can hear them screaming, "Get out of the way, move!"
I think they were calling, they wanted interference called, but I didn't look like Miamisburg touched him before he got there.
First and 10, Centerville.
So it looks like Centerville's going to bring out the power package. Okay,
Hey,
so they have
Andy.
3 wide receivers bunched up to the top, 1 down to the bottom. Yes, Jared?
We're going to overtime at Roush, tied at 14.
Oh my goodness, a scoring explosion.
Pass complete to number 24, Jamar Montgomery.
It was 7-0.
It was 7-0 at the end of the
3.
third.
Wow.
Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7 at the Vikings 47.
Wells fires that one over to Montgomery. Moderate pickup of about 3, 2nd and 7. Handoff to Camara.
Handoff up the middle, and he
is right at the
that'll be close.
first down marker.
Accompanied by number 13, Collins.
Looks like he's a little short to me, but
The refs didn't signal. Now they're going to stop. They're going to look at this one.
Officials timeout on the field for an injured player. Elks now have 3rd and 1.
and there's a Viking. Oh my goodness, Baylor Stickle.
Hopefully it's just
I am
some
in
cramping.
distress, Jared.
Hopefully it's just some cramps.
This is not good.
That's what it looks like.
T's and P's to my man Baylor Stickle.
Team of sports medicine professionals are dedicated to keeping our athletes safe and healthy.
Like you said, gotta hope and pray it's just cramps. As being 1,000% serious, he is a very important player for this Vikings team. the heart and soul. Does a lot for them on offense and on defense. I mean, and he plays such a great middle fielder, you know, back there in that safety position. He's always finding ways to impact the game, and whether it's by forcing turnovers or just delivering big hits, or whether it's a big punt return, it's always something. And he's going to get up, walk off under his own power. He's going to start trotting. So good signs for the Baylor Stickle fan club.
Is that a fan club? Did you just start that?
I mean, if I started it, I didn't just start it.
Third and 1 here.
I think this is where Jared would normally say that the Elks have brought in the tonnage.
Not really. I mean, they don't really have anybody back, and that's going to be a big first down run.
They had at least 2 extra offensive linemen out there. Only had two receivers and a tight end. That's a big unit.
Number 98, Marshawn Gregory Bay. First down, Centerville at the Viking 35.
There you see a pan across the student section.
And the Elks are loving what they're seeing right now.
Hey, Captain America.
Hey,
there
we
we
go.
There's going to be a handoff up the middle. That one stopped.
His muscles didn't look real.
One of those ones you got to push the button to pump it up. And here we go, the student section leaders.
Second and 6 at the Viking 31. 124 and counting.
See, they get the USA night out of the way early, because if you do this later in the year,
It's very
too cold for that. That was a pickup of 4 on the last run by, is that Kamara that's in there?
Yes, as of now, he's gonna
Kamara
take
gets the
carry
handoff again, and that was close to a hold.
And they might have called the hold.
That's Cogill.
Good eye there, Jared.
He's a senior, Andy. I've called his name a lot over the last 4 years, both on the field and on the court.
All right, but I don't want to hear any more excuses the rest of the season. You just saw that with Camo.
I heard the referee say
You heard him say it first.
Yes. So it's 2nd and 16 now, back behind the 40.
2 backs in the backfield.
And Centerville calls their second timeout.
Timeout. Centerville. Their second timeout of the second half.
Second timeout with 50 seconds left here.
Soccer will be playing tomorrow night at 7:15 against St. Ursula Academy. That game also at Alumni Stadium here in Centerville.
So if you're Centerville,
Boys and girls cross country are both competing on tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow morning, excuse me. Boys varsity cross country.
so if you're Centerville, what do you do here for 2nd and 16? You just run it here, see what you get, and go to the 4th quarter with the lead and a chance at a 3rd and manageable.
I might try a screen pass. They ran a couple of those early in the game, and they were pretty effective with it. I'd try to go back to it. Still 2 backs in the backfield. It's Kamara and maybe Anderson
Newcomb.
Carter.
It was Newcomb.
Newcomb.
And there's a pass out. Is
That's
that?
Carter Anderson.
And I think he's pushed out of bounds. Johnson.
Parker Johnson. They got too many running backs.
But you said something about me earlier when I called the wrong one.
Now marked on the Vikings 32-yard line, 3rd and 7.
So it'll be 3rd and 7. About 43 seconds left.
There's that screen pass. Montgomery makes one man miss, and then can be blown up. Number 28, Fletcher Rose. All over the place tonight, man.
Call his name a lot up the middle, and Baylor Stickle's name in the backfield.
23 seconds left in the 3rd.
Field goal is up on the way. It is hooking, and it is good.
That thing just barely had enough to get over that crossbar. If it would have been another yard, I don't think it makes it, Jared. I mean, just got by with an inch to spare.
The Elks had plenty of time left. I don't know why they were in such a hurry trying to rush the people out. And really, I don't see how they didn't throw a flag for too many men on the field, because Centerville ran 2 people on late and did not have the people in motion to come off the field. So they had 14 players on the field. That should have been blown dead, because you can't have that many people break the huddle. So it'll be 8.2 seconds left here in the third quarter. Centerville set to kick off.
When did they start doing this Fairmont thing? This whole fake kick thing? Because I had only ever seen Fairmont do it, and then now Centerville does it.
They don't really like do the full fake kick. They just line everybody up and then break them out. You'll see Centerville or Fairmont will run up and then walk back. See, they'll just boot it. And that one had a better chance of going through the uprights than that field goal did.
That was pretty close.
First and 10 from their own 20. 8 seconds left in the third.
So 8 seconds left here in the third.
Coming up at the quarter break, the cheerleaders will be tossing some t-shirts.
Miamisburg has got to do something here. Only down 2 scores. 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points. See what the Vikings do here. Not just on this play, but it set them up for the fourth quarter. It's going to be a run up the middle with Durr. Durr bursts through. Durr has a first down. Durr still on his feet. Durr across the 35 out to the 40.
He's dragged down by number 11, Bryce Boren Thomas.
Bryce Boren Thomas, number 11.
That's a mouthful.
The guy there, yes, it is.
But look at Miamisburg. The best offensive play of the game comes to set up the fourth quarter.
And Durr was running hard on that one, sent multiple Elks to the turf.
And that is a big momentum builder as we go in here into the fourth quarter. Centerville up 27-14, but Miamisburg, after that big run of about 15-16, maybe has a little bit of momentum building going in. There you see Stickle walking off the sideline. He's coming back out onto the field.
All right, so a couple of scores from around the area. West Carrollton now down 52-0 at the end of 3.
Surprised that game hadn't went final yet with the running clock.
Springboro up 24-0 over Creek. So it sounds like they got that one going again.
So I'm not picking Beaver Creek anymore.
And
they look strong in their first 3 games. Maybe something's changing in Beaver Creek. Nope.
And 28-7 for Valley View over Carlisle. They finally got that offense moving at the end of the third.
Barr rolls, dumps it off to Durr. Blockers out in front. And nice open field tackle there. What looked like could have been set up for about 8 or 9 yards on the pickup.
That was Jackson Puckett. Or I guess it was Mason Keeley.
At the Vikings 43.
All right, well, I was the one that was right, though. That was number 45, Jackson Puckett.
You want to go next door and tell him they were wrong?
He's a nice guy. I'll let him be wrong.
His spotter could be wrong. There's a spot to the, I don't know if you can see the Vikings student section. Barr.
Get out of here.
Nice first. Hey, my dad jokes are appropriate at times. I mean, you just can't see.
Go home.
But that was a huge pickup by Barr. That's Barr's biggest run of the night.
11-18 left in the game.
Sebastian Jean-Baptiste there on the edge trying to chase him down. Doesn't have the speed to catch the... And looking in at that Fairmont score, it is still tied up 14-0 or 14-14 in overtime.
That one goes up the middle. Was that was Durr.
Hunter Durr. He gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Lulu Sear, number 95, in to make the stop. Got a hold of that jersey and was not letting go.
Tackle on the play by number 95, Lulu Sear, and number 2, Landon King. 2nd and 10, still from the 44.
And Fairmont just intercepted Northmont's pass in the end zone. So all Fairmont has to do is kick a field goal and win it.
Oh, boy.
Durr goes in motion way out to the top of the screen. Barr's going to keep it. Barr has a hold of the outside and gets across the 40.
And you know, it wasn't the biggest pickup on the play, but I like the play design because when Durr swung out wide, the whole defense froze as though that he was going to throw that screen play. And it's, I mean, you saw 1, 2, 3, 4 Elks there. 5 Elks when you count the safety all the way in back. They all went over to go and get ready to go after Durr.
3rd and 5 here for the Vikings.
Gonna need another big play to keep this thing going.
Barr gonna roll to the right, throws it middle of the field, and it is intercepted.
Looking for the number. That is number 1, Ross Kopic.
Intended to Connor Smith.
Number 1, Ross Kopic.
A guy who feels like he's a super senior because we've been calling his name forever. Comes up, makes a big play here in the 4th quarter for the Elks. Keith Henry and Bryce Vaughn in to pull him down, make the stop. But this is going to set Centerville up in great position.
It's going to be a run up the middle.
Well, sends off number 4, Daniel Kamara.
Daniel Kamara, the runner on that play.
And number 2, Aiden Gilman.
Gilman as well. And as we're watching the Firebirds game, I told you when we were doing our picks, the team that's supposed to win doesn't. The team coming in with a down year is the one that surprises. Wells throws it middle of the field, and
that one was low.
Incomplete. They're going to call it incomplete.
Yeah, I didn't think that Kokel got his hands underneath that one. He tried, but the pressure coming when Wells steps up there, he has to get rid of it a little earlier than he wanted, and it looked like it was cramps because Baylor Stickle is back out there, the closest defender to that play.
Oh, he's back out there on offense on their last possession. I don't know, you might not have seen him.
I just must not have.
3rd and 7. Wells back to pass. Wells gonna take a hit in the backfield for a big loss. Back inside the 20.
Drew Dunaway.
And 97 maybe?
No, it was Peyton Hoskins, number 16.
So Miamisburg going to have decent starting field position here, and what is going to be a must score.
Connor Smith, the deep man.
Miamisburg tried to send the house at that one. That one trailing to the sideline, and that doesn't even make midfield.
That was the 2nd time here in this game where the Vikings sold out to try and block a punt. And that one was not a very good kick. Only a net of, looks like about 20 yards. It's gonna go out to the 21, or to 41, make it.
But Andy, that was a punt of 1. I'm about to say, that kid will be off the team if he punted it 1 yard. But yeah, no, you trying to play the angle game and kind of shanked it right out of bounds. Oh, we have the drum line down here with the student section. Maybe we can send our field camera over there and pick up some of that. Henry gets the carry to the outside, and there's going to be a flag on the play.
Come in from the backfield, so it's probably a holding.
Tackle made by number 1, Ross Copic.
Holding. Offense number 59. 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay first down.
And then we got a final in Kettering. Brock Baker with an 8-yard touchdown run to end it in overtime for the Firebirds, giving the Thunderbolts their first loss of the season.
First and 20
Wow.
from the 49.
Well, okay then. At least I didn't lose a game in the standings. I was on that last holding penalty. It was Greg Clark, number 59. Now, first and 20, they're going to hand it off.
Henry gets the carry again. Henry makes a man miss, gets back up maybe to the original line of scrimmage.
He's going to get his legs taken out and tumble forward across the 45 out to the 42, it looks like. So, picked up 9 there. Powers in on the stop.
If you're the Vikings, you got to stop running it here. You got to start taking some shots down the field as you're under 8 minutes left here in the game. Barr back to pass, going to dump it down to Durr, and Durr is going to lose about 4 on the play.
And that wasn't the best designed screen pass. Normally on the screen pass you have the running back, run 10 to 15 yards off to the side. That time
he ran 3.
Durr took about 3 or 4 steps over, and I just don't think that makes the defense have to move enough. And then they ran it to the short side of the field instead of running it to the long side, where they're all the way pressed up against the far hash marks. You had 50 or 30 yards on the other side of the field to
Barr rolling to the right. Barr going to throw it down, and I think that's another bad decision. Don't throw it to your tight end on a check down for only a gain of 1.
It was a great catch by Bryce Vaughn, though. It was tough behind him, and he hauled that one in with the defender on his back. So this is a big 4th and 9. I gotta go for it at this point with 7 minutes left on the clock. See what this Miamisburg team is going to draw up. They got some guys on the outside who can make some plays, like a Jaden Bruton and a Connor Smith. Baylor Stickle. So they got playmakers that can come in and make something happen, but they've been struggling to make those plays tonight.
Barr all day to throw it. Barr going to step up. Barr's got to evade it and get out, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
And you got to love the pocket presence to step up in the pocket and not get flustered. But he stepped up too far, and he stepped through the pocket, and he would have had time to make a throw, but when he stepped so far up, he allowed Centerville defenders to have different angles on him, had to run, and then, there was just not enough room. There was too many camo jerseys between him and the sticks. Montgomery in motion, comes to the bottom of the screen. Man in the backfield. He's going to hand it off, or no.
No, he's going to keep it. That one tipped, almost intercepted there.
In and out of the hands of Montgomery, and a late flag comes out in the secondary. The Centerville offense is going to come forward.
Say they're already up here like it. Now they're walking back.
I think they might have just taken a few too many steps forward.
Personal foul. Defense. Hit on a defenseless receiver. 15-yard penalty. Result, first down.
That's kind of a tough call, but I understand that there was 2 defenders, the corner and the safety came in, sandwiched. Jamar Montgomery gave him a big hit. I'm not sure who that was, whether that was Penrod or Stickle. One of them delivered some damage.
Take a look at that one again when we get a chance.
That's Carter Anderson on the carry. Going to break through a shoestring tackle. Parker Johnson.
You're just combining them both, Andy.
Yep.
Ball now spotted at the Viking 41. 2nd and 4.
Nice open field tackle there. Dunaway comes up and finishes him off up high. Going to be a handoff up the middle again. That'll be enough for a first down.
28, Parker Johnson. Stop made by number 2, Aiden Gilman.
Parker Johnson gets it out across the 35. Going to move the chains. And this is where the Centerville team can just really wear on you. I mean, they weren't the most efficient team. Or actually, they were pretty efficient in the first half, I guess, running the ball. And that's where they just continue to do it all night long on you sometimes. It was almost a lot like watching the Chiefs and Lions game last night. As the game wore on, the Lions running game got better and better. And just the Chiefs, you know, missing Chris Jones, it was just too much. The cutback by Kamara. The ball is on the ground.
2 flags on the play, too.
It was picked up by an Elk. The 6th potential turnover in this game. The penalty is gonna.
It's gonna probably be a hold.
Welcome back. Taylor Benner. Big 6'3", 250-pound center. Got a little bit too aggressive on that one. 68, you saw him. It was a block in the back, really. And I'm not sure if that was actually a fumble, because it looked like he might have been on the ground, but good awareness there. Newcomb swooped in there quickly and picked it up. Wells in the backfield all by his lonesome.
Wells going to tuck it roll to the left. Wells flips it, incomplete.
He's been watching too many Patrick Mahomes highlights there. Caponio was not ready for that, and it was not even close, really. He was 3 or 4 yards to the left of the tight end.
You are in the stands. Please come to the announcer's box at the top of the home stands. Scott Blair, please come to the announcer's box.
So that's going to make it 2nd and 20. There's going to be a run. Gets to about the 40. Kamara.
So another score update from around the area after the Kamara run. It's going to get them almost up to the 40. 31-0 Springboro. The Panthers are routing the Beavers at the end of the third, 31-0.
So we're saying that Beaver Creek was a false.
It was fluky. And 52-0 is the final from West Carrollton. Or Troy, I guess I don't know where it was.
Troy.
It was at Troy, okay.
So 4 minutes and some change. I don't have an update on Oakwood.
Football will be away next Friday at 7. That game at Northmont.
3rd and 17 after the timeout. And we're going to have a good one next week. It's going to be the Fairmont Firebirds at the Springboro Panthers. Springboro picking up their first win. Fairmont getting their 2nd win, and that is going to be a sack for a big loss.
Peyton Hoskins, the guy in there to make the stop, and Drake Wells is going to be running extra at practice because of that sack. And coach is going to turn that one on and film. He's going to be like, "What were you doing? Just throw that one away. You were trying to make something out of absolutely nothing," and took a big old 15 to 20 yard sack.
That one.
And just the most beautiful punt of the night. And we've had some great ones, Jared. That one slowly rolls, flutters its way down inside the 1. It's a good job by Connor Smith trying to, or I guess that was Baylor Stickle. My apologies. Trying to play defense and keep the Elks runner from getting to that ball, but he was able to go and snag that one inside the one for the second time tonight.
Blair in the stands, please come up to the announcer's box above the home stands.
And Oakwood is going to suffer a loss tonight. Not much time left in that one, but 31-14, the Eaton Eagles over the Oakwood Lumberjacks. But we're going to see how good this Oakwood team is next week, as we will be doing double duty. We have a Thursday and a Friday game next week. Barr going to throw that one out of the back of the end zone.
It's Connor Smith. Oh, he's going to take a nasty hit.
I thought that ref on the far side, when he went to wind his, keep the clock going, I thought he was going to pull out the flag.
So on a Soki.
Gain of 8 on the play, 2nd and 2.
Number 8 with the nasty hit.
Barr takes a 2-step drop, throws it to the outside, hold on, and a completion to Smith again.
Seth Alejandrino in there to make that play. Not only is Centerville a great football team, they have great names on this team too. I mean, grade A up and down the roster. Alejandrino, that's amazing. I love that. Capania, I mean, these are some good names.
Barr throws it to the outside, and Durr almost able to come up with that over-the-shoulder catch.
That one was over the wrong shoulder. He went outside. If he puts that one over the inside shoulder, that is a house call. Preston Barr needs some help from his running back. Hey, can you tuck my pad in?
On the fence, please go ahead and climb down off the fence. Thank you. We don't want you to fall.
So run good for a first down. Keep this drive going for the Vikings.
Barr throwing it down the middle of the field. What a catch by, is that Vaughn?
Bryce Vaughn does it again. He had a huge catch the first game that we watched. It was like an 85-yard touchdown. This time, huge catch over the middle. He had a big catch in the first half, too.
Throws a bullet, and that one just falls incomplete, and I think that's better than keeping the clock going.
Yeah, Keith Henry, the intended target there.
At the Elks 43, 2:50 left in the game.
And, you know, this Vikings team coming in 3-0, sometimes you forget that they lost a lot, you know, on the offensive end.
Christian Davis, Jackson McGowan, a lot on the offensive line.
Well, and Brock Vaughn, wasn't he also here last year?
Him and
they took
Barr
turns
split
at quarterback. So Bryce Vaughn, the intended target. So you can, you know, like everything wasn't going to be, you know, so easy. It wasn't, things weren't going to be smooth on the offensive end necessarily coming in to this season for the Vikings. And they've done a good job through the first 3 games so far, making things happen. It hasn't been the best offensive outing here tonight, but, you know, this thing isn't quite over yet. They got to make a lot of plays, and they got to make them in not a lot of time. But this thing is not quite over.
That one is hauled in, and that one...
As Cam Smith, or
Connor Smith. Cam Smith played for the Elks
Centerville,
last year.
Yeah.
That, see, I don't know. I thought he caught that right at the first down line.
It's going to be
fourth down. Barr throws it middle of the field, hauled in by Vaughn. And he's going to go down.
And Vaughn had some absolutely massive shoes to fill, trying to replace Jackson McGowan. But he hasn't done a bad job.
I was about to say, I don't know if anybody will ever be able to replace Jackson McGowan.
I mean, he's... And is that an interception? It looks like it is.
The crowd says it is.
That is Jacob Taylor. He had a stop in the backfield in the first half, and this time he stops the Vikings for the rest of the night. That one looked like it was tipped by one of the defensive ends. Kind of floated up and allowed Jacob Taylor to come in and swoop in for the interception.
First and 10, Centerville.
He's going to run over and get a round of applause from the student section.
going to be a run up the middle. Flag comes in.
And number 28, Parker Johnson, flag on the far side. Tackle made by number 2, Aiden Gilman.
Gilman with the tackle.
Fine warning, Miamisburg.
Needless to say, this game has gotten chippy as we've gone down the wire. These two schools are not very far apart, and I didn't know that it was really a rivalry, but tonight there's been some scuffles. So I'd say that these guys are not friends. But it always makes a conference battle a little bit more fun. Elks are going to let this one tick down. Still about 15 left on the play clock.
All right, Andy, so as we wind down last minute and a half of the game, I guess we got to give out some awards.
All right.
Number 28, Parker Johnson.
I was about to say, you going to take my phone and look them up?
I mean,
your thumbprint won't open my phone.
I think Braylon Newcomb is an obvious choice. We only have his first half stats, but he combined for, let's see, that is 78 yards, it looks like, in the first half and 2 touchdowns. And he's done a fair amount more here in the second half. So I'd say that's a great option. Leland Gans, the punter, had a couple of great punts. I'd say he's a possibility. Drake Wells, he hasn't turned the ball over.
No, he didn't throw an interception.
It was everyone else but him. But he also didn't throw any touchdowns, or did he, here in the second half?
I don't think so.
So there's a couple options.
I guess I'll just try and pull them all in for interviews if we can get down there.
There's going to be another flag.
Run up the middle by number 28, Parker Johnson. Flag on the play. Tackle made by number 2, Aiden Gilman.
Holding, offense number 82. 10 yards from
Uh-oh, Cogill going to be called for a hold.
He's been hit with a couple of those here down the stretch. Jared, this is not one of our games, but I'm sad to announce that Stebbins lost tonight. And sad to announce that Stebbins lost tonight, but you know, a lot of people thought that Xenia wasn't going to be able to run things back this season. It was only 10-0, but Xenia advances to 4-0 after they had a perfect regular season last year. There's a run up the right side of the field, and a helmet's going to come off for a Viking, Colin Shannon. So he gets a stop, but he's going to have to come off the field for a play. Was that Johnson or was that Parker on the rush?
I think I heard the PA guy say Johnson.
All right. Sounds good to me.
So the last few seconds are going to tip off, or tick off, I guess I should say. In the first half, that Miamisburg definitely won. Miamisburg just unable to get anything going.
But they ended up not winning on the scoreboard.
Well, moral victories.
Moral victories.
No, I mean, I would say
those
yes.
Those don't count on the scoreboard, Jared.
No, but I mean, Miamisburg forced 3 turnovers in that first half. I would say Centerville was on the edge. Had them on the ropes there.
I definitely felt like it. I mean, nearly 5 turnovers in the first half. They got lucky it was only 3, and if it would have been 5, this could have been a 14-0 game at halftime. I mean, 14-2 game because the safety.
The safety.
But you know, they made things difficult on this Centerville team for 3 whole quarters. I mean, and even this fourth quarter, the Vikings offense just never got things going, and that's what ended up hurting them in this game. Like they were never able to find enough of a rhythm. they got, after they forced the Centerville turnover and they had the short field, they ran the ball really well on that possession. They were able to force it into the end zone, and I thought then maybe they would get things going, but just the front seven of the Elks did a good job all night long of consistently not allowing the Vikings to pick up, 3-4 yards on the first and second downs. And then, one of the keys to the game, Jared, you're killing it this year, I already said it, was keep third downs manageable. And when the Vikings were able to do that, they prospered on offense. When they were not able to do that, they really struggled.
High kick fielded, fair caught by Stickle at the 38-39 yard line.
Fielded by number 3, Connor Smith.
Oh, no, sorry, that was Smith.
Yard line. Vikings will take over 1st and 10 from their own 37.
18 seconds left here. Not going to be a lot to do.
Miamisburg 14.
Maybe
Gonna run a Hail Mary, though?
stat patter.
Gonna try it?
Try it. And it doesn't get easier for Miamisburg. They take on Wayne next week. Like you said, Centerville takes on Northmont.
And we just talked about how this Wayne team, they found that form from our childhood where they were just dominating everyone. Looks to be back to their old ways. The bar is going to take the snap. It's find Durr out of the backfield. Or is that is
That's Stickle.
Stickle. And he's
Stickle making some people
going,
miss, still on his
try
feet.
And cut back.
Get out of bounds.
There's 8, 7, 6, still ticking. Are they going to take a timeout? And it looks like they don't have any.
No, I think he got out of bounds.
Tackle made by the Elks, number 22, Connor Miltonberger.
Miltonberger with the tackle.
Centerville 24.
They're going to go to Stickle again. This one goes
I
through his
think the
hands.
refs blew the play dead. I think the clock ran off.
They had to move the chains because he got the first down. So that's why the clock stopped.
So that one is going to do it here from Centerville Stadium.
We're going to call
Centerville-
Braylon Newcomb? Play the game?
I guess you'll just have to watch the edited version on Monday to find out.
All right.
To see who we get interviewed down there on the field. But Centerville wins 27-14 over the Miamisburg Vikings. That means no undefeated teams left in G-Walk after tonight. Miamisburg falls to 3-1. They will host the Wayne Warriors next week. Centerville will move to 3-1. They will travel to Northmont, and we're going to be double duty next week. Thursday we will be down at Waynesville for the Oakwood Lumberjacks taking on the Waynesville Spartans, and then next Friday we're going to be at Springboro for the first time this year. Fairmont picking up a win, goes to 2-3 on the year. They're going to play Springboro, who just picked up their first win against the Beavers this week. Should be an interesting game. That one's always fun when it comes down to it. For the rest,
Well, and it wasn't always pretty for the Elks tonight, but they had enough to get the job done. I'm sure there's a lot of things they'll want to fix in film this week, but good week of football, Jared.
For the rest of the Miami Valley Communications crews, Fairmont's from Fairmont and West Carrollton High Schools. Jared Bergstrom alongside Andy Horton in the booth.
That's all, folks.